Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tyria then. I believe we are now on episode 43, Miko. Is that correct?
That is correct.
43 episodes deep into our Guild Wars discussion playthrough. Definitely, totally not a Let's Play type of thing.
Let's talk story.
Yes, Story Talk. New name for the show. Story Talk.
Story talk.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
It's yeah. We'll keep bringing you guys terrible name options for the show, and then we'll keep rejecting them.
Yeah, I think our best was Planet Tyria. Wished we'd gone with that, but here we are. Tyria then.
Planet Tyria, genuinely good.
Yeah.
But
Don't
that
anyone
was
steal that idea from us, please.
that was Tyria then, and this is Tyria now. Except this is Tyria then.
Yeah, we did it the other way around.
This might be a new low point for intros to the show.
It's all right. It's okay because we've got delicious. We've got some meaty, underworldy, Abaddon-y thingies to talk about today.
This episode is actually crazy. I feel like this episode is like when you get a filet mignon at a 7-star restaurant, and it's tiny, but
Yeah.
it's the best.
Right.
I so many things that I like about this episode. Like big like chewy lore in this episode in pretty much everything we do.
Yeah.
We had let's do this because there was a quest that we should have done in the Desolation last episode that we didn't do.
Yeah.
And I want to jump into that, but first, Miko, where are we in the plot of Guild Wars Nightfall as we take our two characters through this game?
So we cut a deal last episode with Palawa Joko. We helped him recapture his palace away from Varish and her cronies. We helped Kos and Milani finally declare their love for each other. So that romancing plot is now hopefully put to bed. No pun intended. And we trained our Janundus to have an elite skill that's really just a siege weapon. Okay. And most importantly, we killed Varish.
We killed Varish, the like primary antagonist of the game.
Yes, she's no longer. Morgan has come to. I would say he's come to peace with it. He had to stop her because if we didn't stop her, she'd continue to unleash hell for Abaddon. But she kind of did it anyway, because at the end of the last episode, end of the last mission, the Ruins of Mora, a bit of a reality shift. What do you call it? Rift opened up underneath our feet, and we're now in this place called the Vortex.
Yeah, I feel like that the same thing happened to us that happened to Cormir when we rescued is a strong word, Palawa Joko from his imprisonment. She just, like a purple-black portal appeared and she got sucked into torment, and I feel like that's also what has happened to us.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Except we're free to, like, leave at our leisure, whereas Cormir's not.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to find out a little bit more about that. So we find ourselves now. Do we find ourselves in the Gate of Torment outpost, or do we find ourselves in the Mouth of Torment outpost?
Thought it was the Gate of Torment outpost.
Okay, and you'll only find the Mouth of Torment if you like exit.
Right.
Okay. So. Yeah.
You totally made me doubt my map reading skills for a second there.
I always get confused between the Mouth of Torment and the Gate of Torment. Gate of Torment inside Realm of Torment. Mouth of Torment in the Desolation outside Gate of Torment. Before we go into Torment, because I really like this outpost, the Gate of Torment, and I want to sink my teeth into it. There is a quest in the Desolation in this game that the main plot will not run you by, and you will miss if you're not exploring.
Yeah.
I remembered this quest because it's one of those quests that has that people like to bring up because it's got a thing in it that relates to another thing that like the implications of which are a big deal.
Yeah.
This quest is called The Cold Touch of the Past.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficulty master. And you
is.
got to go to a place called the Lair of the Forgotten, which actually is not that far out of the way. Like, it sounds badass, but it's like next door to Joko's palace.
It really is, yeah.
So we decided to go do this because it's A, not that big a deal, and B, has some interesting implications that also C, go nowhere. So
Yes.
like all of our favorite quests in this game. So Miko, how did you have any sort of difficulty finding the Lair of the Forgotten outposts up in the Northern Desolation?
No, I followed the map little crumbs on the wiki, and got myself there. You just have to kind of ride your Janundu worms until you can get up into the Lair of the Forgotten.
Yeah.
Which is a little tiny outpost. I want to say it should, and I'm totally going off of memory, which is never really my strength. But I want to say that there's a Lair of the Forgotten outpost in Path of Fire, maybe? Or maybe maybe it's a point of interest.
No, I bet it is, because you go all over the Desolation in Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire, and ArenaNet in Path of Fire particularly went out of their way to be like, remember this, remember this, remember this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I think it's a POI. I believe it is a point of interest in that game, and whatever map the Desolation is on. Mm-hmm. I felt like the journey over to Lair of the Forgotten really highlighted for me how ArenaNet kind of did the Desolation dirty in Guild Wars 1, because all of the interesting stuff in it is not in the main plot.
Yeah.
The main plot takes you through a very dreary section of the Desolation that is visually uninteresting, and you're not there for very long, and then you leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I found the places we went in this quest chain a lot more visually fun, a lot more atmospheric, and then of course like the quest content is more interesting than the kind of the main plot, and even the side quests we did last episode, the Desolation side quests were kind of meh.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So who did you talk to grab this quest?
To Vish Rakish.
And he's a snake man. He's a forgotten boy.
He's a forgotten boy, and he tells you that out in the poisoned outcrops there is a thing that the Marganites want, and unless we get it and bring it back to him, then Abaddon will get it, and then we'll be in a bigger pickle than we are currently.
Yeah, the way this thing is described is wild.
Yes.
And fun aside, the area is called the Poisoned Outcrops. In the quest dialogue, it is referred to as the Poisoned Badlands, and I think that's just something that did not make the translation from
updated.
From writing to map design. Just a funny little thing. But he describes this thing that Abaddon's after as the Staff of the Mists, and he just straight up tells you, dude, this thing is the twin to the Scepter of Ore.
Yep.
Which the Scepter of Ore, staff from Guild Wars prophecies that could be used to control the undead. He describes the Staff of the Mist as a staff that can, quote, bend the fabric of reality.
Yeah. As if Abaddon needs any more help bending the fabric of reality.
I was like, dude, that's literally Abaddon's deal. Imagine, is it like are we talking additive? Are we talking exponential? Like, what are we talking here? Are we talking multiplicative bonuses to reality warping? I don't know. Yeah. Fun aside, if you guys have ever read a sci-fi book called To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, there's a staff like this in that book. Oh, it's a good book. Recommend if you haven't read it. So how hard was it to go find this book? He says staff. He says it's buried under an altar, like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's not that difficult.
No.
And the wiki makes it seem like, oh, be careful, there's like patrols of Marganites everywhere, and you're going to have to like get through 3 of them, and don't pull more than 1 or you'll have a bad time. And all I was thinking all that gave me as I'm reading through the walkthrough description is our centaur friend's difficulty master quest, Mirza, and the amount of Marganites that we had to fight there, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna be that all over again. It's not. This is actually much easier. So I was like, I don't know why this is a difficulty master quest, other than maybe they needed to give it that tag because of the lore involved, or maybe they meant to make it harder, and then never got around to it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is marked as a master quest, and it's just like there are some quest mobs, like there's a quest mob guarding the staff. I don't know if they spawn extra mobs in for the purposes of this quest, but none of the mobs are like oversized. They're all like standard groups of like 5 to 8.
Yeah.
And none of it's particularly hard. Mostly you're just running through standard explorable area for this.
Yeah.
I would say the poisoned outcrops is hard when you have multiple patrols of undead going around, because like we talked about last episode, Joko's undead are way tougher than the Marganites.
Yes.
And I did double aggro at one point, but I think Norgu died, but it's fine. We made it. It's all good. Yeah, you basically just run over to this altar of Abaddon, which I took a screenshot of because it looks awesome. I'll probably stick it up on the screen here. And there's a guy named Battle Lord Turgar.
Yeah.
And he's a big old Marganite with wings. I think it's the Paragon model, whatever.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's a Paragon.
And it's funny because he's standing there, like in the middle, like where you'd expect a Battle Lord to stand. And then there's like a group of 8 Marganites, but they're just in a clump off to the side, like they're in a clique and they don't like him very much.
Like they're around the water cooler gossiping about why he smells.
Yeah, like they're in the break room and the manager is in his office, right? Like this is the vibe here.
Yeah.
And you kill them. It's a pretty standard Marganite fight. It's not that hard. He's a Paragon, so you're like not worried about it. I did this whole quest chain with fucking General Morgan in my party because I forgot to remove him. And then I did the next mission with a wrong hero in my party as well. And it's a kind of a fun story how that happened. So I just didn't have good luck with hero allocation this episode.
Right.
And so it's implied that they got to the Staff of the Mist first, but we stopped him because he drops the Staff of the Mist when we kill him.
He does.
And
when you pick it up, did you notice what happens when you pick it up?
Yeah, I took 58 damage.
Yeah. And you get a debuff that says Curse of the Staff of the Mists. And I'm like, thanks.
Did it say curse? It said Power of the Staff of the Mist for me.
I saw curse, but maybe that went away.
I think
yes, there was a power.
I think
there
the
was
ability.
The power one that stayed.
Yeah,
yes,
the skill that does the damage to you is called curse.
Yes.
And then you get a buff that's called Power of the Staff of the Mist, and you have +4 health regen.
Right.
Which doesn't help you because you got to drop it to fight.
You got to drop it to fight because it doesn't change any of your skills. Yeah.
You know what would have been a cool touch? If they had programmed in the functionality for this weapon to work with any weapon skill.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it like a spear. Twirl it like a scythe. Use it to cast spells.
Did you notice that the Forgotten referred to it as a scepter, even though it's called a staff, and even though it has a staff as a model?
Yes. So the Scepter of Ore is obviously a staff. This Staff of the Mist has the same skin as the Scepter of Ore. Ergo, in this situation, you could consider them interchangeable, but they're two very specifically named proper noun artifacts. Writers, you could have done better. It's a staff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a staff. If you were, for instance, writing the next Brandon Sanderson novel, you would refer to this as staff with a capital S, right? And it's huge. So it's a staff.
Yeah.
And there's a guy named Baran.
Yeah, Baran, and he's not happy.
No, he's immediately pissed.
He's immediately pissed off. Yes, he's like, "Why have you woken me up? Why are you defiling my resting place? What's wrong with you? Look at the terrible evil you've unleashed in the world. You've got to make this right."
Yeah, he pops out of the ground, and well, he's actually already there.
Yeah.
But when we talk to, he gets an exclamation over his head when you pick up the staff and you turn in the quest, and he's immediately just like berating us for our stupidity.
Yeah.
Never mind that we rescued the staff from the Marganites, which is infinitely worse.
And that we were doing it at the under orders from this Forgotten. So.
Yeah. Doesn't Vish know this guy? Like, come on.
I know. Yeah. He's giving us a reward, so I mean, he should.
That's what I thought was funny. Yeah, he berates you and berates you and berates you, and then he's like, well, here's this quest reward. Good job. And then he's got a follow-up quest for us that's called the Hallowed Point. And what we're actually doing in this quest I felt was kind of unclear. Because he just says, take the staff. First of all, he's like, hey, this staff is way too big of a deal, right? It's way too powerful. I think this is where we get the explanation that the staff and the Scepter of Ore were gifted to like the great nations of humans for, quote, protection. And I reread the text because I was confused here. He does not explicitly state that they were gifted to humans by the gods. He just says they were gifted to great nations. Doesn't say by who. But of course, the people who owned the artifacts got corrupted by them and started using them for evil, so the gods had to step in.
This is like the 9 rings of power, but they're 2 steps.
Oh, this thing is the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy in 2 5-minute quests. Because now we have to take the staff to Mount Doom and throw it into the fire. Except where are we taking it?
Pit to the Hollowed Point.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, you basically just go and click on the Hallowed Point interactable words, and that essentially substitutes for us throwing it over the cliff into the Hollowed Point, which is a sulfurous pit.
Yeah, and I think it's implied that that's what we're doing, is throwing it into, because you go to Hallowed Point and there's like just white mist below, you can't see the bottom. It's like Indiana Jones would have to leap of faith over this, right?
Yeah.
That sort of a thing. And I think the implication is we're throwing the Staff of the Mist back into the mists here. This is like a place where the mists and the real world meet. But it doesn't say that explicitly. It's all visually told to you.
Yeah.
And I reread the quest dialogue because I was like, does it say you have to throw it down into this chasm? No, it just says go to Hallowed Point to destroy the staff. And then, like you said, you click on Hallowed Point and the staff is now gone. But I think the implication is that we throw it in there.
Yeah.
And then we got to run all the way the fuck back to Baran to get the quest reward.
Yeah. Who tells you when he's giving you his quest reward, that he feels that a great burden has been lifted from the world. And
then he can go back to sleep, his ghostly slumber. And there's no more staff, so I don't think he'll ever wake up again. I think we've laid him to rest permanently. Which foreshadows what we'll be doing for a lot more ghosts later in this quest.
Yep.
Or later in this episode. This quest is over.
Yeah. This quest is over.
Yeah, a lot of people bring that quest chain up just because, like, it's like big news that there's a twin to the Scepter of Ore. Up until this point in the game, the Scepter of Ore was kind of its own thing. And then ArenaNet is just like out of pocket in this random little quest in the Desolation. Hey, there's another staff that's like even better. Because like controlling the undead is cool. Bending the fabric of reality is nuts.
Yeah. And until you pointed out that this quest was even a thing, I'd never heard of the quest chain. I'd never obviously then heard of the Staff of the Mists. So this was all new to me.
Oh yeah, the bearded lore keepers love to bring this one up. I believe many of the Guild Wars universe video essayists have done videos on this quest chain.
Well, for all of the lore stuff that I've read or watched, I've never, or even some of the lore people that I've talked to, I've never heard them bring this one up. And if they have, and if you're out there and you have told me about this, I'm sorry that I don't remember, but I had no memory of this or no knowledge of it.
Yeah, it's one of those implications quests, and they could always. And here's the thing, guys: I haven't played anything in Guild Wars 2 past the factions expansion. So if they've brought this staff back in any way, I don't know about it. But they could always bring this staff back into the mix, right? They brought the Scepter of Ore back into the mix briefly in Guild Wars 2. So they could always bring the Staff of the Mist back. We did toss it down Hallowed Point. Maybe it was destroyed. Maybe it wasn't. It could just be like...
Maybe rotten.
Yeah.
Maybe Raza will bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's just hanging out in the mist, right? So...
Right.
Staff of the Mist, back pocket item. Possibly future legendary staff in Guild Wars 2.
Right.
And yeah, we kind of missed that one, but I wanted to do it because that quest is kind of a content mill. So I wanted to join. I wanted to join in that tradition.
There you go.
The rest of the episode is all plot, guys.
Yep.
We went hard on the plot. We did a quest and we did a mission.
Yes.
Kind of a long quest, kind of a medium mission.
Yes.
I want to talk about the Gate of Torment because I think this I think this outpost is dope.
What do you find so dope about it?
Let's start with the outpost description. I kind of got myself started reading these last episode.
Okay.
This is something I do now. I read outpost descriptions. I'll read this for you because it's
okay.
I think it's really good writing. Gate of Torment. The Gate of Torment stands upon coagulated reality extruded by the realm of torment into the real world. It is nothing more than a thin crust of the real world floating on the edge of the insanity that is Abaddon's prison. Beyond this gate, the forces of Abaddon must not be allowed. If the gate is sundered by the dark god, his evil will pour forth onto the world unabated.
That's good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking metal. Whoever
threw the word extruded into that sentence, that's like very, very well done.
Yeah, that's like I was reading it and I was just because they've already got coagulated and then they follow it up with extruded and I was extruded. Like, okay.
Yeah. There's some serious writing going on here.
Yeah, someone's flexing there.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. And visually, this is maybe my favorite outpost we've ever been in so far, like across all three games.
It's all like green tinge and purples and...
It's crazy.
And reds, yeah.
How much did you walk around this outpost?
I did a fair bit of talking to different NPCs, just to kind of get some flavor. There's a lot of just pained souls. There's named NPCs that I suspect might have quests later on. But you start to find out that there are people there or ghosts there that don't know how they ended up there. They just all of a sudden did. I ran into one who was from Ore, who said, I don't know, I heard a loud explosion and then all of a sudden I found myself here and I'm not sure what happened. There is a forgotten snake person.
Yeah, Janissa.
Hang on, I wrote it down.
Maybe different one.
I talked to Keeper Zealous.
Oh, okay.
And Zealous has to say that they're the keepers of Abaddon, the Forgotten, and that our task has been complicated of late by the aid the Dark God has received from the fallen god Doom. So this leads into what you're going to be doing in Gate of Pain, as well as Balthazar's half-brother Menzies. Not Mengus, as the reading it tried to get us to believe that that's how that should be pronounced.
I remember that. Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. So I was not expecting, or I didn't remember that Menzies even had a role to play, and also I didn't remember that he was Balthazar's half-brother. But that Menzies and Doom are kind of like sidekicking and trying to help Abaddon out. I'm like, well, damn. This is a problem.
Yeah, we skipped the Fisher of Woe because it's really hard. And that's where you kind of get the Menzies lore. Okay. And then I just like that we are finding out as we start out in Torment here that like Abaddon has formed like a coalition of
Yeah.
evil motherfuckers.
Yes.
He's like, I'm working with Doom. I don't think we've talked about Doom because we skipped the underworld because it's really hard.
Yeah, Daddy Doom.
Yeah, Doom was the god of death before Grenth.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Grenth kind of like challenged him to a duel and won, and now Grenth is the god of death.
Yeah.
But Doom is still like not somebody you want to mess with.
Right.
And apparently he's somewhere. I don't know if Doom himself is in the realm of torment. But I want to say he's sealed away in the underworld, and that's why he's the final boss of the underworld.
He ought to be, maybe, yes. Because the area that we go into in the mission, basically is the Hall of Chains raid.
Okay.
Sort of area, which is from Guild Wars 2, which is a Path of Fire raid. So all of this kind of like tying in together with Nightfall is very, like, I see that an ArenaNet was like stroking their chin and wondering who is going to be connecting the dots, and I applaud them for that because it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because when this came out, Doom was not the final boss of the underworld yet. You would kind of just finish all the quests, and then unceremoniously you'd get a chest. And then Doom was added at some point as like you do all the quests, and then it would spawn Doom. So I want to say he's sealed away in the underworld, but I guess he can still like send like hang out with Abaddon sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's still. I mean, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but because he's got emissaries that are obviously tied up with Abaddon's peeps.
Yeah, that we're gonna run into. But yeah, a little bit of information about that while we're running around this this like little town in the middle of the realm of torment. The realm of torment being obviously Abaddon's kind of, the gods each have like a realm. The realm of torment is more of a prison for Abaddon as opposed to like a realm of his will. I think he's more or less taken it over by like, because he seems to like seep outward. That's how he's described.
Right. Yeah.
And he's completely taken over the realm of torment. The Forgotten here talk about how there used to be like a lot of them, and now there's not. Because Abaddon's like fully taken over, and now he's seeping outward so much that he's seeping into reality. That's kind of what the whole game has been about.
Yep.
And yeah, I just think this outpost, I keep trying to say outfit. This outpost looks just really cool. There's like purple towers with runes all over them, and tendrils everywhere. There's like a piece of stone in the sky with like a tower on it. It's like Abaddon's own little wizard's tower. If you look out at the skybox, it looks like somebody like sketched it. It's cool. Yeah. Big favorite outpost of mine, I think, so far. And I've never really taken the time to look around it. Usually if I'm here, I'm rushing the Nightfall plot. So I took the time to look around. Very cool. We got to talk to a guy named Pahai, and he's like a purple spirit. There's a bunch of everyone here is a ghost except the Forgotten, who are real. But all the ghosts are purple here, and that's how you know they're torment ghosts and not like regular ghosts.
Right.
What did Pahai have to talk to you about?
So Pahai is like, oh, I've got a message for you from Cormier. I never thought I'd actually be giving this message to anyone, because who would have thought that, Sunspears would actually show up?
Yeah, Cormier, because Cormier was sucked into torment, so it makes sense that she's here.
Right.
And Pahai is just like, she basically tells Pahai, hey, when my friends show up, let them know I'm looking for them. And he's just like, yeah, okay.
Because he's like, you actually showed up alive?
Yeah, he's just like, no shit. So yeah, and then our character is shocked that Cormier's here, of course, even though it makes perfect sense.
Right. And so he tells us that that he should send me, us, and Dunkoro out to Nightfall Jahai to meet up with her, because she wants our help. to come up with a plan.
Yeah, and Cormyr, because she's standing right outside the portal when we leave the outpost.
Yeah.
And she kind of clarifies my whole confusion about, like, is this real or is it just in Abaddon's realm? She pretty clearly says this is just Abaddon's realm. This is, like, his dream version of Nightfall and Jahai. And if we don't defeat him soon, it's going to become real.
Reality, yeah.
So this is not reality yet. This is just inside Abaddon's kind of dreams. Very kind of similar to what we were talking about a couple episodes ago with what we do at the end of Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns with Morjamoth. Kind of diving into the cognitive realm, for want of a better term. What did Cormyr have to say for us?
Yeah, so she tells us that she was pulled in bodily. Even though she's still blind, she can sense the pain around her.
She's like Neo in the Matrix now.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's afraid that other people have been contaminated by Abaddon's touch. And she tells us that her body and spirit are now bound here. So she cannot leave.
Yeah, and she says anyone who ever had anything to do with Abaddon ends up here when they die.
Yeah.
Even if you were like, we find out later, even if you were like against Abaddon, you like your very interaction with anything related to him places you here when you go.
Yeah.
So that's why she's here.
Yeah. And so she wants us to, or Dunkoro, to come up with a strategy to defeat Abaddon. And Dunkoro's like, what, why? How do we fight a god? There's got to be a different way that we can stop him.
Yeah.
And she tells him basically, no, the time for caution's over. We've got to be bold. We can't delay any further. I need your strategic insights, not your doubts. We need a plan.
And Dunkoro's just like, yeah, I'm not your guy.
Yeah, he's like, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, he's immediately like, we're talking about gods here. I'm the guy you go to when you've got like a group of 30 bandits approaching the village. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the figure out how to defeat an eldritch forgotten god kind of guy. But the quest objective is just go exploring with Cormyr, and then we've got a star way far away on our mission map. You cannot look at the overworld map here.
No, it's very annoying.
It is. Yeah, it's a cool, like, so if you press M, it comes up with this cool, like, sketch of like a... Yeah, of like just some, like a universe model with little outposts in it that you can go to. It's cool, but it's not helpful.
No.
And we got to use the mission map, and the star is like off your mission map. It's so far away, so you got to kind of look around for it.
Yeah.
Did you use the wiki to like navigate your way?
Yes, 100%.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it blind this time. And it went okay. It went fine. I just kind of went in a straight line along with where the arrow on my compass was pointing.
So, did you see that the wiki points out an easier method to run this mission?
Does it? Can you like just hug a wall or something?
So it says just take yourself and Dunkoro and like speed boosts and just make a beeline for your quest marker to get to the Gate of Pain. Ignore all of the mobs, and you'll have an easy time.
Yeah, that's probably what I used to do. Because I was going through this and I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I actually fought my way through. There's a couple of bounties you can get from like the shrine people. The shrine guys are forgotten wardens. And one of them I got was for Titans.
Oh, okay.
And the Titans, if we remember, are the bad guys that the undead Lich summons in Prophecies. So I was like, okay, there's Titans here. The Forgotten Warden that you get the bounty from says they've broken free into this realm.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that means. And then I didn't find any Titans until we got to the very end of the quest where there's 2 Madness Titans. Did you find these?
I think so, yeah.
They're roller beetle titans. They're like
Yes.
nightfall titans.
Yeah.
They're dervishes. So that was cool. Did you run into a guy named Onslaught of Terror?
I don't think so.
Okay. This guy is a dervish boss. He's a demon. He's like the boss version of what the Scythes of Chaos are. Okay. All the enemies in here are either Margonites or Abdon demons, for anybody who's wondering. I killed the Onslaught of Terror, and he drops a green scythe called Terror Scythe.
Is it any better than the other one that you got?
It is not, no. So it is a 15/50, so damage plus 15% while health is above 50, and it's health plus 30, but the other mod on it is vampiric health.
Oh.
Yeah, health degeneration.
Health degen, yeah.
And health lifesteal on hit. And I was like, that's a good meme, but it's not a good meme for me.
Right.
So I put at my next outpost, I stuck Milani on my party to give her that scythe, because I was like, well, it's better than whatever crap she has.
Sure.
And then I forgot to take her out of my party, and I proceeded to do the mission with Milani in my party, which wouldn't have been that bad, but what I did was I just deleted the bottom person, which was actually Norgu, who's hugely important. So that actually really negatively affected how the mission went for me.
Right.
So yeah, fun times. That scythe kind of ruined my mission experience.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, did you have any other encounters of note while you were going through Nightfall and Jahai? It's kind of just like rolling gray hills at night.
Yes, rolling gray hills at night. And not really. No, I was trying to like, okay, so if this is like the imaginary world that Abaddon wants Jahai Bluffs to look like, I was trying to figure out what might land up or line up with Jahai Bluffs, but I wasn't really coming up with anything. Because I was trying not to die. I actually tried the easier method to see how far I could get. I actually almost made it to the end, and then, we didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fight my way through and do this with a full party, and it'll be an easier time. And that was better.
Yeah, it takes like 10 minutes to get from one end of this to the other.
Yeah.
I don't have a good enough idea of what the plains of Jahai look like, or the Jahai Bluffs, I guess, look like, to know how accurate this is. But I'm sure they just stuck an overlay onto the Jahai Bluffs map.
Probably, yeah.
There's probably more to it than that, but it's probably accurate. Yeah. And near the end of this quest, you get to what I think is the fortress of Jahai, but like Nightfall.
That could be, yeah.
So it's all sundered and such. And that's where I ran into the Madness Titans, and then you find a tortured Sunspear, I think is the name of the NPC.
Yes, the tortured Sunspear. Who, when Cormier and your character are trying to convince Donkoro that we really need a plan, and he's like, I'm not your man. Let's make our plan. Our plan should be to shore up our defenses in the real world and forget this imaginary world, and we'll deal with him in the real world. And the tortured Sunspear speaks up and says, you mean you would abandon me too then, father? And that's when you realize, oh shit, it's Donkoro's son. Yes. And there is a method or a reason for Donkoro's propensity to always want to have a plan.
Well, we learn about that after the mission at the end.
Yeah, but it gives a reason. It's a nice little kind of backstory to Donkoro. It's like the missing piece for who he is and what motivates him.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of a nice touch.
It's a nice touch. It fleshes out Donkoro more. It also, I'm conflicted because on the one hand, I understand his motivations. On the other hand, he was down to like ditch us all to Nightfall until his son was involved.
Yeah.
So he's kind of selfish as well.
Yes. Yes.
When we cross the bridge before we talk to this tortured Sunspear, we do see that this bridge we're crossing is over like a river of
Yeah.
like a purple soul river, and you can see like individual ghosts in it.
Yep.
So it's very clearly like a river of souls type of deal.
Yes.
And then the cutscene kind of focuses on this river and is like, we need to free the spirits in this river. Or is that am I talking about the mission setup? I think I'm talking about the mission setup.
It's setting up the mission.
Yeah.
But yeah. We've got to save the ghosts that are trapped because Abaddon is trying to use them.
Yeah, so I'm reading the cutscene now. The tortured spirit who is not spirit, but the tortured sun spirit who is Donkoro's son tells us straight up that the river of souls is flowing through torment. It's not supposed to be flowing through torment.
No.
It's been diverted.
Yes.
And we need to like fix this because that's bad.
Yeah.
So we gotta, and then Donkoro's like, no, not doing it. And then that's when his son like kind of jumps in and is like, but dad.
Yeah.
So that's what brings us to our mission outpost. And that's going to be our mission, is to like fix this soul river situation.
Yes.
And this is the Gate of Pain mission.
Yep, the Gate of Pain.
And when we spawn into this mission outpost, it's like made out of flesh
and bones.
Yeah, it's
flesh
like
and bones.
I feel like the walking, like the sound of your character walking, is like wet slapping.
I didn't have my game sounds turned up enough to hear, but I believe you.
Yeah,
that would track.
Yeah, occasionally it'll make like a walking sound, and I feel like it's different from normal. But yeah, it's like a pulsating flesh area. It's gross.
Yes.
And we talk to a guy named Jarindok, and he tells us he's like a purple torment spirit, and I guess Cormyr just like commands the tormented sun spears now. Like if you're a sun spear and you end up in torment, you work for Cormyr.
I guess, yeah.
Should be pointed out that Cormyr is still like her regular self, so I don't think she is dead. She has, much like Jack Sparrow, she is merely taken.
Yes. Yes, that's good.
And what we got to do is, she's gone out scouting into the domain of pain. We've got like names for all this stuff. I guess the spirits have been here for a while, so they like know the area, right?
Right.
And we got to follow her out there because this Jarindok guy says that the Marganites have dammed the River of Souls, and they are preventing it from reaching its proper destination, which presumably is somewhere else in the mists where spirits are actually supposed to go. I want to say if you're like a regular dude, you're supposed to go to the underworld. But
yeah.
And they're right now, souls are not making it there. They're being harvested by the Marganites for Lord in heaven knows what.
Yeah, because if you want like a geography lesson here, the Realm of Torment and the Underworld are sort of connected via the bone pits, right? I think you even brought this up like several episodes ago. So they're sort of adjacent. They're all kind of in the mists. There is some proximity here. Who knows how close they are, but it doesn't really matter. It's the mists. Anything can be close, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the god realms are like neighboring cul-de-sacs.
I guess. Right.
They gotta like tell each other to get off each other's lawn sometimes.
Right. And so if the Realm of Torment, which is Abaddon's area, and the Underworld, which is where presumably, that's where Granthus should be hanging out in the Underworld, but Doom is locked up down there, or supposed to be. I
haven't done the Underworld in Guild Wars 1 in a long time. Guys, if anybody knows the Doom situation, let me know. I want to say he's locked up in... There's like a hall of some sort, and you go...
A hall of chains, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. And after you do all the Underworld quests, he'll like spawn for you. But I haven't done that in so long that one of you wonderful viewers who do that more regularly might have to brush us up on the situation. But yeah, all these realms kind of bleed into one another, essentially. And we got to deal with diverting this river so that it goes where it's actually supposed to. And I how did this explain your experience with this mission, because this was always one, these three, or not three, the two missions that precede the final mission in Nightfall are well known as very hard missions.
So I was having a relatively okay time until I was doing the bonus, and I got to the second emissary of Doom, who was kind of surrounded by not just the torture web driders, but some
like just like a demon patrol.
Like a demon patrol, and I was like, well crap, I need to pull, and I pulled a little bit too much and we wiped because they all came at us, and I was like, well shit. So my second round I pulled better. I pulled more cleanly and things went a lot better.
I had to pull on that second one as well, because you don't want to fight. That's like a group of 12. Yeah, you don't want to fight them together. I feel like Demon Patrol is the Netflix streaming series around the Realm of Torment.
Yeah.
Demon Patrol, new season. Yeah, this mission basically features a bonus where you have to kill 3 emissaries of Doom. So we already learned from that NPC you talked to at Gate of Torment that Doom is working with Abaddon here. Yeah. And then so as you're going through this mission, because you start and you kind of wade your way through some demon mobs, you're on Demon Patrol, as we mentioned, and you come across the first of these emissaries, and he's having a conversation with a guy whose name in the dialogue is
the Lich Lord.
Yeah, is Undead Lich.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know, I was like, what? That fucker's down here too?
Yeah, and if you're like us and you're like paying attention to the story and names of characters in this game, you know that the Undead Lich is the end boss of Prophecies. This is Vizier Kilbron.
Yep.
So when we killed this guy, since he was secretly working with Abaddon, he ended up in the Realm of Torment. Yep. So that he could keep working with Abaddon. I don't like this system. I don't think it's good.
No, and the thing is that like he's it seems like he actually works for Doom.
Yeah.
Because he's like, have you got those souls? Because he's actually working for Abaddon. You're right, because he's threatening the emissaries of Doom to like get the souls that Abaddon needs more quickly.
Dude, except the emissaries of Doom are like stone cold. They don't give a fuck.
They're like, I'm not taking your threats. Get yourself out of here. And there's as happens when you have a conglomerate of evil factions.
Yeah, I love this. I love this interaction. It's so good. They're basically rival stooges, and the Undead Lich is like, you'd better harvest these souls faster, and the emissary of Doom is like, I don't fucking work for you, bro.
Make me.
Literally. He does drop some heavy procedural lore here, though, because we have 2 types of driders in this mission. We have terror web driders and torture web driders.
Yes.
The torture web driders are the important ones.
Yes.
They are the ones that harvest the souls from the river.
Yep.
And they send them to work for Abaddon. I don't know the specifics, but I believe they are powering this device that is referred to once in this conversation. It is called the Soul Weir.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Soul Weir is for. They don't say what it's for. Or do they? I didn't get that.
No, I don't. Yeah, the Soul Weir's power is tied to the torture webs. Without the torture webs, you have nothing, and they only respond to my commands. Is what the emissary of Doom tells the Lich.
And the Lich has got no response to this. The Lich is like, well, shit.
Yeah. And so Doom or the emissary of Doom, or they're protecting the Soul Weir.
Yeah.
It's all kind of confusing.
They're like middle managers. Like the torture web driders work for them, and they work for Doom. and Doom works for Abaddon, and the Lich also works for Abaddon, but they're different departments, right?
Right. So according to the wiki, the Soulware is the name of the dam that's damming up the River of Souls. So it has a name.
Okay, so they are using the souls from the River of Souls to power the dam that's damming the River of Souls so they can get more souls to power the dam. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't know. It's some mist shit is what it is. It's mist magic.
But bottom line is that these souls need to get to the mists, and they're not getting there, and we're the good guy.
Correct.
So we need to fix it.
And we're the good guys.
And,
we do.
And this is like important to Abaddon, and we're like, well, anything that's important to Abaddon is important to me to destroy.
Right.
So we're disrupting the shit. If any of you know a more streamlined version of what the significance of the Soulware is, please let us know in the comments. I did like Dunkoro's dialogue when you get out of kind of the cave and you enter onto like the bank of the River of Souls. Abaddon's like, good God, look at that abomination. And I'm looking around like, my man, everything on this map is an abomination.
It's an abomination. Yeah, exactly.
You're going to need to be more specific.
More specific. Yeah.
To this day, I don't know what Dunkoro wanted me to look at, but the overall goal of this mission is to take out the Torture Web Driders, which will stop the damming of the River of Souls, essentially.
Right.
Because it will stop feeding the Soulware.
Right.
And then the bonus is to kill the 3 emissaries of Doom. So there's 6 Torture Web Driders, there's 3 emissaries of Doom. Did you read the wiki's piece of advice on how to take out the first emissary?
Through the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, to just range him. Because I was like, I had read it and then I forgot. So I get to the wall and I'm like, well, is there a switch? Am I supposed to do something to get this wall down? Can I go around? And then I went back to the wiki and I was like, well, there's a bridge, but you can just like range him down. And I was like, oh, well, where's that bridge? And I was like, I can't find that bridge. I'm not going to waste my time. I'll just range him down. So that's what we did.
And that worked fine for you?
Except that the emissary of Doom decided to like patrol off into like fuck you land and wouldn't come back to the gate. And I'm like, bro, I just really need you to come back to this gate so that I can kill you. And then eventually he finally did. And then,
yeah. I was like, okay, I'll go over and do that. And I pulled the emissary with my bow, and his 3 terror web friends came over, who are fire elementalists. And all my heroes decided to stand in the exact same spot, and they ate shit and died.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can watch this on my mission footage. I'll try to fit it in somewhere. So I had to retreat with like 2 people left alive, and Acolyte Jin had to res sig Dunkoro so that we could continue the mission. It was a fucking disaster. And then on top of that, I like killed the terror webs one by one. The emissary like glitched into the wall and wouldn't come back.
Wouldn't come back, yeah.
So he would like run a foot away from the wall and then run back to the wall. So I had to go around and kill him the old-fashioned way. I did not fail the mission, but I essentially wiped.
Right.
Yeah, not fun. And then the second one is in the middle of the mission, and he's with that big group that you talked about, and you really have to pull, or otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
Yes.
And that's kind of the whole mission, is going along the bank of the river, killing these Torture Web Driders, which hit like an absolute semi-truck. Did you have issues with these at all?
So I brought Zed with me, and
to like mitigate elemental damage.
Yeah, to try to mitigate some elemental damage. And then I tried to beef up Sasuke a little bit, and so long as I was calling target, and like I don't care if there's other enemies around us, like if we can just get these guys down first, then maybe we'll have a better time. But fortunately, they're kind of alone. There are some patrols around, but they're kind of far out of their like aggro bubble, so you can kind of focus on the Torture Web Driders more easily. Yeah,
the Torture Web Driders are all solo. Sometimes you got to watch the patrolling mobs, because sometimes you'll catch a couple of Terror Web Driders that will come in, and they're nasty fire elementalists too.
Yes.
The torture web driders are like air and fire elementalists, and they've got like both of those attributes cranked to hell.
Yeah.
And my primary method of dealing with casters is just to have Norgu interrupt the shit out of them.
Right. And I had Norgu in my party, which made things a lot easier, and you forgot him.
And I fucked myself and put another dervish with like a bad build into my party.
Oh dear.
So my primary defense against getting nuked by elementalists was not present. And I proceeded to get nuked by elementalists for this entire mission.
Oh man, that stinks.
So yeah, I still managed to do it, but we had a few deaths and a near wipe, unfortunately.
Right.
And then the last little guy is right at the end of the mission, and you want to make sure you kill the emissary before the torture web drider. Otherwise, you can end the mission early, which is no bueno.
Nope.
Did you get the Master's Reward?
I did.
I actually managed to slide into the Master's Reward as well, despite my mishaps. So this one went well, despite being a pretty difficult mission due to my incompetence in party composition. And we get a huge, like, beefy cutscene with like a huge amount of information at the end. What happens here?
So we find out. So Dunkoro's son thanks Dunkoro for saving the day. And he says, we'll meet again in the mist. And you're like, are you okay? And then Dunkoro decides to confess all of his misdeeds as a father. You find out that he had sent his son to the Crystal Desert because there were reports of strange things happening in the tombs of the primeval kings. And about tentacles, specifically tentacles bursting through the stone. And Cormier says, Abaddon. And he's like, yeah, and that my son was reported missing and presumed dead. So he blamed himself for sending him out without enough forethought, and that's when your character's like, oh, now that's why you always want to have a plan.
Yeah, this is a heavy-handed conversation. ArenaNet really wants you to understand what's going on here with Dunkoro. Because it's really funny if you watch the cutscene. Your character's like, Dunkoro has this heavy explanation of why he always wants to be prepared, and then just in case you didn't get it, your player character is like, that's why you always want to have a plan. It's very funny. But my favorite part is and you kind of described it the right way there, how Dunkoro is describing the tendrils at the tomb of the primeval kings, and Cormier's like, that's Abaddon. That was Abaddon.
Yeah. Right.
You're just I fucking know, Cormier.
Exactly. Just in case you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Cormier's like that annoying person who's obsessed with this one thing, and she's always bringing it up. I do like that it's a direct reference to the Tomb of the Primeval Kings endgame area you can play in Prophecies. Because that's kind of what's going on in that area in Prophecies, is Abaddon's minions are fucking shit up. They didn't have that planned when they put this in Prophecies, I don't think, but it ties in pretty well. Yeah, they tied it in well. And that's when after that, Cormier's like, but you freed him and other innocents trapped here by Abaddon's touch. And this is the part where your character decides to burn Cormier and is like, so we go how about you? Are you innocent there, good old Cormier there? And Dunkoro takes offense. Yeah, he steps up.
Yeah, he's like, what do you mean? Cormier is like honorable, and Cormier is like the badass, and Cormier is like, yeah, and I'm not innocent. I fucked up. I was too curious for my own good, and I awakened the Apocrypha. And that's why I was touched by Abaddon, and that's why I can't leave this place. And I can only be your guide. And we're like, oh, okay. Yeah,
so, because at the beginning of this game, we are told that, like, this stuff is happening, but nobody's sure why. And then what Cormier reveals here is...
She always knew why.
She delved too greedily and too deep. And her, like, naked curiosity is what has resulted in the return of Abaddon, because Farinur, the first city, is like off limits in Istani culture. You're not supposed to go there. right?
But she went there.
And Cormyr, in her like classical arrogance, was like, well, I can go there. I want to know what's going on. And then she inadvertently awakened the apocalypse by reading the words of the Apocrypha.
Yes, pretty much. So this entire game is her fault.
It is. It's 100% her fault. And so she is now consigned to the realm of torment. And she's going to run around with us the rest of the time we're here.
Yep.
I didn't really see if she was on the mission with us or not. Was she?
She is supposed to be. It's not like on the Uncharted territory.
She's not like physically running around with us.
Yeah, where in that quest she was physically running around with, or at least tailing us. She wasn't listed as an ally, but she would like kind of run around. But here she wasn't. She just shows up in the cutscene.
Yes, and that's kind of and so Dunkwero goes like, well, that wasn't your fault. You know, you couldn't be blamed for that. And our character is like, no, that was fucked up, Cormyr.
Yeah, that's like 100% your fault. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
No, our character's really mean, like, and not forgiving of Cormyr at all. And I'm kind of here for it, honestly.
Yeah.
I like it when our character kind of lays down the law a little bit.
Yeah, it's good.
And then that's when Cormyr explains that she doesn't think we can beat Abaddon without the aid of all 5 gods.
Yeah. And then your character is like, well, then we're going to have to get the aid of the 5 gods. And then we will.
Yeah, our character is literally just like, well, I guess that's what we're doing next, guys. Better take the next primary quest. And then it spawns us in a place called Gate of Fear. It's got like spider webs all over it. And a dude named the Apostate who looks like a Marganite, but he's friendly. Haven't talked to him yet.
I haven't talked to anybody in that outpost yet.
What did you think of Torment so far? Torment and Gate of Pain. What are your thoughts?
I mean, when I read the wiki and was like, oh, you're going to have to release the tortured souls from the River of Souls. And I was like, no, I spent too much time in the Hall of Chains raid. I remember that River of Souls. If you make me walk on that slippery slope thing, ArenaNet, I'm done. But it wasn't. I just PTSD'd myself into like dreading the mission, and then it was okay.
I think I did Doom progression with one of your groups for like a couple months.
Yep.
And that was enough for me.
That
was just a couple. That was just like maybe 6 or 7 raid attempts.
It is still it is my favorite raid wing. Just because Daddy Doom is cool. But yeah, I did not like the River of Souls and Guild Wars 2. And so yeah, but I will say that they made it look except for being purple in Guild Wars 1, it looks the same.
I like the purple, like the magenta.
You still got the ghostly river. It still looks the same. Like they use the same skin. It's good. Good stuff, ArenaNet. I like the visual continuity between the two games. So that was good.
Yeah, the wispy ghosts running along the bottom. It's definitely the same. And then it's also similar to the Soul Bridge that was in like the Hell's Precipice mission and Prophecies that we crossed to the Bloodstone. And that bridge asset is going to make a return later in Nightfall as well.
I liked that when we killed the torture web, the last torture web, we see that the dam breaks and you see the river just start to flow in the direction where it's supposed to.
Yeah, all they needed was Treebeard out there, like, release the river.
Exactly. Yes. Throw rocks.
Yeah, that'd have been great.
Yeah.
Next episode, here's what I'm thinking. Because I didn't think there was that much to do in Torment. After perusing the wiki, it appears that there's a zillion side quests you can do in the realm of Torment for some reason. Yeah. And I want to at least get like a chunk of them, because I feel like there's a lot of good weird shit in the realm of Torment.
Yeah, that fleshes out, no pun intended again, the world of Abaddon's crazy ass brain.
Yeah, and
mind.
And it's just not something we've really been able to experience on the show, because we haven't done Fissure of Woe or Underworld, right? So we haven't really done the God Realm thing at all. And I think this is stuff we're not going to want to miss. So I think next episode 44, is going to be yet another side quest episode, guys.
Yeah. We might do a mission, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll side quest content dependent. If not, then episode 45 we'll probably do the mission, and then there's one more kind of hidden hero that we're gonna go and grab.
Yeah. We need him,
and then possibly finish the game in episode 45. So stay tuned for side quest and perhaps Gate of Madness next episode. We'll see. Until then, Miko, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Inky Sticks on the 100 and how many characters that you can use now? I guess it's unlimited on Twitter and what's our Blue Sky? The Blue Sky.
I don't know what the character limits are anymore.
I don't know. I think it doesn't have a limit anymore.
I just limit myself to 140 on instinct.
Yeah, because it's the internet and
listen,
short
kids,
form is the way.
Yeah. Back in our day, tweets had to be 140 characters. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, and if people wanted to read longer, they started a blog for themselves.
Yeah. You used to have to actually use your ingenuity and efficiency when tweeting. Yes. Now you can just spout as much drivel as you want. Yes. You can find us at Tyria now on Twitter and Blue Sky and Twitch and YouTube. It's Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Well, that's right.
Go check all of those out if you have not already. And until episode 44, we will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.